Hi, this is the James. I have become quite exasperated at constantly seeing videos on YouTube about how great Harbor Freight Tools is. Even the better tool testing channels have fallen into this. They can give you a clue about which brands are better when comparing tools or other products, but remember, they are comparing one product of each brand, not a dozen sample tools of each, so any results, good or bad, could be a fluke. What most people just can't get past is the fact that Harbor Freight tools are cheap. They're usually very cheap. And their tools seem to work as well as the more expensive brands. But like most things in life, it is not this simple. If you look up channels on here of people with roadside assistance businesses, you will see that pretty much all of them seem to be using Harbor Freight tools, especially the jacks. When you jack up several cars per day for your work, you'd better have a dependable jack. Funny thing is, though, most all have mentioned that they go through several jacks a year as they break a lot. I started out with their jacks as well, but got better ones ASAP. Related to this, how do you take a wheel off? My vehicle's lug nuts are on at 140 foot-pounds, so I knew they would make for a good test. Harbor Freight's brand of impact wrench claims to have 1,200 foot-pounds of torque, but could not remove any lug nuts from my vehicle. Yes, I had a proper setup with my air compressor and hoses, no leaks, the right settings, and so on. But it just would not remove any. So I bought a cordless electric impact wrench with the claimed power of 580 foot-pounds of torque. And guess what? It zips them right off. And it's cheaper. It makes one wonder how many of their tools have untrue specifications on them, not to mention how long they will last. Of course, everyone touts the warranties there. But how often do they honor them? Plus, what do these buy-up warranties cost? They like to nickel and dime you at checkout with optional buy-up plans and warranties, memberships, and so on. It's like being interrogated every time you buy something. And then, they about have a heart attack if you refuse to give them your phone number. I never do, and they never like it. There have been a few times over the years where a manager had to be called because the cashier was refusing to allow me to buy something without providing my number. It really happens. So do they honor their warranties? Not always, obviously. Just take a look at their reviews and complaints on the Better Business Bureau website. You can look up their corporate headquarters page in Woodland Hills, California, or any one of their stores separately on the site. It seems that each one has an F rating and a slew of complaints. Someone with a month or so of spare time should add them all up. So look up the head office link below, as well as your local store. Interesting reading it is. I must also mention what prompted me to make this video. I once bought something from them without reading the label carefully. My mistake. I bought their Viking brand jumper cables. I needed the extra long ones and liked the 2-gauge wire size. So these seemed cheap all right. Too bad I did not notice until later that they are not copper cables. They are copper-clad aluminum. This means they take aluminum wire and electroplate a microscopic layer of copper onto the outside of each strand. There are many videos and sites that talk about how CCA, copper-clad aluminum, tends to burn out, melt, corrode, and short easily. It is a cheapo alternative to solid copper wiring for jumper cables or anything else. So I was annoyed, but thought I would use them for a while until I could afford some long, solid copper ones, such as these. In order to caution people to not make my mistake, I wrote a review explaining this. I gave it 1 star and selected that I would not recommend them. What really annoys me is that they never posted my review. I tried and it said that I had already reviewed this item, so I can't post another. This means they received my review, they just don't want people to see it. Look at this current screenshot of the reviews of it. Obviously, they are picking and choosing which reviews to post. This is very uncool and makes one doubt all their product reviews. Maybe on some cheaper products they let a few bad reviews in to make it look authentic. But as far as their expensive jumper cables and who knows what else, they're liars. Makes you wonder, huh? I wouldn't recommend buying anything there, or at least nothing more complex than a pair of pliers or some zip ties. Never tell them your phone number and never waste money on their add-on stuff. Better yet, just shop elsewhere. Anywhere but Harbor Bait Fools. I hope you found this interesting, so have a disturbed day.